Yeah, that's right, I'm nothing but trouble.
Oh my god, did you hear that Northwest, like Kim Kardashian's daughter, is taking violin lessons?
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Should have been viola. What's going on, YouTube? How you doing? How you doing? I dropped my phone. As you can see, I'm back here in New York in my apartment. Missed it so much. I just got back from Columbia, Missouri, where I was playing principal viola with the Missouri Symphony. And while I was there, I learned a lot of unspoken orchestral etiquette that kind of got me some stink eyes. So I had this great idea. I wanted to share with you 8 tips on how to navigate the orchestral landscape without pissing people off. Number 1, inside players should mark all of, or if not most of, the bowings. Now, this may be something you kind of know, but the principal is usually the one who scouts things out, making sure, or the outside player looks to make sure people's bows are going the same way, and then they relay that information to the inside player who writes it in. It's not necessarily like a rule or like something set in stone, but it's just a general trend that I kind of noticed when I was playing with professionals. Okay, let me turn off my air conditioning. Hashtag hot. You're funny.
Yep.
Yep. How? Number 2, and this blew my entire brain, section players should never address the conductor directly. That means if you are sitting in the middle or the back of a section, you should never ask a question to the conductor. You need to pass your question up to the principal. And this is something that I had no idea, nobody ever told me, because I was a student in orchestra. But it's something that professionals take very seriously, or at least the ones I worked with. There are a few times when some younger people who were kind of new to the orchestra would be in the back and would ask a question, and the older veterans would look and give them stink eyes. So if you want to avoid stink eyes and dirty looks and having people talk behind your back, make sure you pass all the questions to the principal, and then the principal will ask the question of the conductor for you. I don't really understand why, but I just want to make sure you don't get the same kind of treatment that I saw some other people get. Number 3. Principal players must be completely cognizant of all Concertmaster bowing changes, especially if they are unison sections. A lot of times as principal, I would see that the Concertmaster would change the bowing in light of maybe inspiration in the spur of the moment. And so what I would do is I would ask the principal second to make sure that that was a change that was verified. And then I would make sure that it was put in the music and passed back to my section. So if you're a principal player, make sure you're not only paying attention to your part, but paying attention to the parts of all the other players in the inner circle. Number 4, only principals can speak amongst themselves. Now this one's very interesting, and it kind of piggybacks off the fact that section players shouldn't address the conductor. Principal players are the ones who ask the bowing changes of other principal players. So make sure you don't talk out of line, because that can also get you in trouble. You gotta understand that musicians are people too, and they love to talk. And it's really hard to get a job or maintain a job if people don't speak well about you and if you kind of disrupt the orchestral flow. And something I noticed when playing with a professional orchestra is that there is a clear hierarchy. If you aren't a principal player, you don't have authority to do certain things. So make sure you kind of err on the safe side and make sure that you have all of your concerns addressed and approved by the principal before anything is done. Number 5, and this is something that kind of blew my mind. I was like, whoa, is this for real? Is this real life? If you need to change a bowing, it's okay to stop playing. It's okay to stop playing to write in your music. It's okay in the middle of a run through or in the middle of a playthrough of a huge section to stop playing and write in your music. Nobody looks at you weird for that. And I totally didn't realize that until I saw a whole bunch of people doing it who've been playing in orchestras for years. So go ahead. Number 6, if you're an inside player and you have to turn pages, make sure you stop with enough time to turn the page effectively and comfortably. I actually have personally heard professionals talk about stand partners that are both good and both bad. And one of the biggest complaints of outside players talking about inside players is the fact that they don't turn the pages well. And honestly, I can resonate with that. As someone who's played outside in my life, I've had people who both turn really quickly and effectively and they stop playing, and I don't have to worry. I know what's gonna be on the next page. I know it's gonna be all good. But I've also had people who have turned very slowly and I've been actually forced to stop playing. So in order to keep getting called back, in order for people to realize that you're a good solid player and that you work with the team, you need to make sure that you are turning pages effectively as an inside player, okay? Make sure you do that if you want to keep getting a job. Number 7, and this is something that I totally didn't know either. Don't punch condescending conductors in the face. All joking aside, guys, yeah, it's kind of crazy when you have a conductor that may be very condescending and rude to you, or may single you out or single other people out. The thing is to keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything, don't talk back, because you will be blacklisted. Conductors have a lot of power, and even if you say something out of turn, if you say something wrong, it could be a detriment to your career. So when in doubt, don't say anything, be very respectful, and always address them as maestro, okay? Make sure you respect your conductors. It's huge. And number 8, outside players write fingerings above the staff and inside players write fingerings below the staff. I never really thought about this, but it makes a lot of sense, because sometimes you'll have 2 players who have 2 different playing styles and 2 different fingering patterns that they love and are comfortable with, and it makes sense to put them in areas where both of you can reap the benefits. So if you're an inside player, don't write your fingerings above, write them below the staff, and everybody will be super duper happy. Well, that's all I have for you guys. If you really liked this content, make sure to give me a like so I know you liked it, and maybe I can turn this into a series and help you navigate your professional or pre-professional career with a lot more efficiency. Because honestly, I didn't know these things going in, and I'm so glad to know them coming out of it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and remember, music is love and music is life. I will be talking to you very soon.